Thank you, Randy. And as he said, this is a non-partisan or a multi-partisan effort of all politicians of all stripes in this province to try to rally together to try and get a bad decision turned around. I'd now like to, we're going to have representatives of the three parties in the provincial legislature, and we'll start with the Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture, the Honourable Clyde Jackman.
Thank you very much, Earl. I came down here about 11:15, and as we were walking up, I thought, oh, gee, not many here. But I got to tell you, looking out over this crowd now, if the Prime Minister at Ottawa doesn't get a message out of this, clearly Mr. Harper over here definitely has his ears plugged up, because this group sends a powerful message to Ottawa, and I want to thank you all for coming out. Our Premier wants to deliver a message to you and to Ottawa that we will not compromise the safety of the people who work at sea. This rally this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is for the folks that you see in the background. Many of our harvesters are at sea right now. We have helicopters that travel regularly back and forth. We have boats that travel back and forth to the rigs. More and more is the need to increase the presence of search and rescue in this province as opposed to downsizing it. And as Mr. Randy Sims said, our MHAs are here this morning. The Premier wanted to make sure that they were here. I don't think there's any question about them being here, because their constituents were calling them and saying, we need your representation. I was in Ottawa on June the 9th, and I was told by the Premier to deliver a very strong message, and I delivered it to Minister Ashfield and Minister Panashaway, that this was not going to be a one-day news item. And clearly, the letters to the editor, the emails, the phone calls, and this rally points directly to that. This is not going to end until we see a reversal of that decision. Coincidentally, in Makuvik this morning, there's a protest being registered in the community of Makuvik because there were 3 people that got rescued, and the Mr. Broomfield, who was involved, credited this call center, this search and rescue center, as crediting them as being responsible for their safe return to their families. And there's not one individual in this audience, whether they're a lawyer on Water Street or they're residents of Nain, you either are directly related to someone who works on the sea, or you know someone who works on the sea. We are a people of the sea, and ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to keep up your emails, your letters to the editors, anything that you can do to assist us, because we will be continuing our efforts until we see a resolution to have this sub-center maintained and retained right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you very much for coming on.
Okay, I'd now like to invite Yvonne Jones, the Leader of the Opposition, to the podium.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here this morning, for standing united as Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, because it is us, it is our people, our families, our loved ones that depend upon the sea, Mr. Harper. That's why we're standing here this morning. We're standing here honored because this center rescued more than 1,000 mariners off the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador last year, and a lot more in the years before that. We're standing here in honor of the lives that have been lost at sea. 151 last year and continuing to happen today, as we all know. We stand, Mr. Harper, in honor of all of those people to fight back and to say that your decision is wrong. We have always believed in this province that you can never put a price on human life. Well, Stephen Harper has put a price on human life. Stephen Harper has said our lives are worth $1 million. Stephen Harper, you have to understand that there is no price on the lives of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. We will not accept your arguments. And let me say this, because our former Premier Danny Williams always told us, Stephen Harper owes Newfoundlanders and Labradorians $1.5 billion. Well, I say, put it on our tab, Steve. Take it off the money that you owe the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. That's what you can do, Stephen Harper, to find your $1 million. I'm all for technology. I'm a big proponent of technology. But I also know that going hand in hand with technology is human resources, is expertise, it's knowledge. And that's what we had at Search and Rescue in Newfoundland and Labrador. That's what our rescue center was made up of. Well, that's what we need today. If you're out there at 4 o'clock in the morning off the coast of Newfoundland and Labrador, and you have to make a call, you want to call someone at home. You want someone at the Newfoundland and Labrador Rescue Center to pick up that phone when your boat is burning. You want their expertise. You want their knowledge.
Put Harper on the boat. Put a hole in it.
This is not a done deal, and I want to say to Stephen Harper today, this is the beginning of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians fighting back against your government. And it should not stop here. It should not stop here. We have to stand united. We need a debate in the legislature of Newfoundland and Labrador. We need an all-party committee of politicians and union leaders and municipal leaders from across this province to take a message to Ottawa. This is not a one-person show. This is a show of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians saying, Stephen Harper, we will not take this. We are fighting back.
Thanks, Yvonne. And now I'd like to call on Dale Kirby, the President of the Provincial New NDP, to say a few words.
Thanks, Earl. Hi, everyone. Our leader, Lorraine Michael, couldn't be here today because of long-standing family commitment, so I got called up from the farm team. Lorraine sends her full support to this rally, and like every single one of us here today, condemns Stephen Harper's callous decision to close this crucial marine rescue centre. I'm privileged to speak here today. Privileged to represent the NDP because we have always stood for worker safety. Privileged to represent a political party whose leader has stood in the House of Assembly day after day to ask questions about offshore safety in the wake of Cougar Flight 491. But But most of all, I feel privileged because on that cold winter day on March 2009, I lost a member of my family. My cousin, Wade Drake, died in the crash of Cougar Flight 491, and Wade would want me to speak out on this important issue. As Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, we have all felt the impact of tragedy at sea. You may have lost a family member, a co-worker, a friend, or a shipmate. You have shared the collective grief of our province when our unpredictable ocean takes a life or several lives. We know that the work environment can be dangerous, but we expect that men and women who work in the fisheries and offshore industries do so with some basic protections and assurances. And what could possibly be more basic than an adequate search and rescue service based right here in this province? In the inquiry that came after the Cougar crash, Judge Robert Wells recommended increased search and rescue measures for our offshore. Stephen Harper's short-sighted, unthinking decision flies directly in the face of that recommendation. It says to the people of this province that Stephen Harper cares more about saving an insignificant sum of money than he cares about the lives of our women and men who work out on our oceans. It proves to us, if we needed any more proof, that Stephen Harper is blind to the realities of our lives. I fear that this is merely a shot over the bow. This is the tip of the cost-saving iceberg of what is yet to come from the arrogant Mr. Harper. But I am optimistic too, because as Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, we are not going to take these cuts lying down. We know that a united people can send a message. And your presence here today, my friends, says that Stephen Harper cannot sacrifice our people to his artificial budget concerns. No, listen up, Stephen Harper. Listen to the people of this province. Reverse this ridiculous decision. You cannot balance your books at the expense of public safety in Newfoundland and Labrador. Allow us the peace of mind. Allow us the peace of mind of knowing that our loved ones are safe as they can be when they go out to work on the water. As we fight this thing together, folks, always know that Lorraine Michael supports you. Always know that Ryan Cleary supports you. Always know that Jack Harris supports you. And Jack Clayton supports you, as all New Democrats support you. And I'll leave you with one message. As my good friend Jack Clayton often says, don't let them tell you that it can't be done. Thank you.
Playing baseball and here when
Well, there you have it. The protest was amazing. We had lots of speeches, lots of awesome music still here in the background.